and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, after a win, but only just, against struggling Valladolid tonight. Now remember, this is a team that have already been relegated. They have massively struggled in La Liga this season, and yet we went 1-0 down inside of 6 minutes of this game. It was after a bit of a deflection there, beating Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and Barca had to respond, and it was not an easy game this, not by any stretch of the imagination, and of course it was because we heavily rotated, and I mean heavily rotated, but hey, that's what we all wanted. I mean, before this game we said, look, we've got to change everyone, and we've got to do that thinking about the second leg against Inter, and especially now, after we've escaped this game. Yeah, it wasn't great, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't the most convincing win you're ever going to get, but we have gotten the points, and we have rested so many players that desperately needed it ahead of that game against Inter, guys. And of course we did need to call upon Lamine Yamal. Now that was unfortunate, of course, because young Dani Rodriguez, making his Barca debut today, fell really awkwardly on his shoulder there, had to get subbed off, so Yamal came on even before half-time arrived. And of course I was surprised that Pedri actually started this game. He went off then at half-time to replace by Frenkie de Jong. Rafinha came on for Ansu Fati as well at half-time, and he was really important there in turning the game around. There was a great finish from Fermin Lopez. That's the kind of goal that he's very much capable of scoring. Good assist as well, you've got to say, from Gerard Martin, who played very high on that left-hand side today. And I think there was many players in that first half there, players who needed and wanted more minutes throughout the season. They haven't gotten them, but they didn't really show tonight why they should be getting minutes. Let's be honest here, guys. Of course they were thrown in there. Of course they haven't had a great amount of time here to get that sharpness to really get going. But these are the opportunities that you're looking for as a player when you're on the outside, when you haven't had many minutes. You want to show something. You want to try and convince your coach in the limited opportunities you have. And of course, given that we really struggled, before we brought on our big hitters, that is not really a good look for those fringe players in the squad right now. But like I say, the most important thing here, we've won the game, and all eyes now are on Tuesday against Inter. What this means in terms of the La Liga table, we have extended the gap right now to 7 points. Now, Real will play tomorrow on Sunday. They're early on against Celta Vigo. That's going to be a tricky game for them. That will not be easy for Real Madrid. And of course, Barca now. We remain top of the league. Our lead is intact, and there are only 4 more games to go in the La Liga season. So very important to get the win. Wasn't easy, wasn't pretty, but it's the points that count at this stage. And like I say, all eyes now turn to Italy, to Milan, to the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, where we will be facing Inter in a make-or-break semi-final, guys. Lots more to come, talking all about that game, of course, but let me know your thoughts down below. Who impressed you tonight? Who did not? And what did you make of the game here against Valladolid from Barca? I will see all of you soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. But until next time, as always, Vesca, Real Barca.